One of my favorite things in gaming is returning. Do you guys remember Nintendo Power, which was released in 1988? My God, what an amazing gaming subscription of magazines out there. Nintendo Power is returning. Don't get too excited, but they're returning as a podcast. Now, I am still really excited for two reasons. A, it is Nintendo Power coming back, but B, Chris Slate is the one hosting this podcast. Chris Slate was the former editor-in-chief of Nintendo Power magazine and current manager of corporate communications at Nintendo of America. So this isn't some random podcast coming from someone who just wanted to use the Nintendo Power name. This is official Nintendo. This is a seal of approval. Remember the seal of approval on the NES games back in the day? We're slapping this thing on the podcast, and I myself did get to listen to about 45 minutes of the podcast on my way to work. It was about an hour podcast, so I got close to hearing the whole thing. What a fun podcast to listen to. They say the podcast is obviously an early stage. This is the first episode, which they talked about the Breath of the Wild a lot, and they had a lot of people involved on Breath of the Wild on the podcast, but their format is still up in the air, as most podcasts are, or shows, or anything really in the world that's in its first run. So I think we need to give full support to this podcast. I will leave the link in the description below if you were a fan of Nintendo Power like I was, which was a magazine that was, like, in my opinion, the most popular, influential gaming magazine ever in history. Also, I'm sorry if I'm just rambling with excitement. When I was getting in my car to work, I refreshed my gaming feed page of news, and this popped up right then and there. So this couldn't be more fresh or hot off the press for me. So I was thrilled. I was excited. Just seeing the Nintendo Power logo come back with an official stamp gets me excited. If you guys want to hear it, like I said, description below, make sure and check it out and give it your own 2 cents. See if you like it and support it if you want. I don't want to tell you to do it, but if you listen and you like, support it and follow it. Nintendo Power, you're back in a podcast form, but you're still back in our lives with official Nintendo Power. Chris Slate, thank you. I appreciate it. Also, some of the people from Treehouse are involved as well. One last thing, if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. We're here every day, almost 5 days a week at least. Make sure and like the video. It lets us know you like what we're doing. We're going to keep doing more. Normally, my news is more formatted and professional, but when you're telling me Nintendo Power is coming back in podcast form, I couldn't keep my cool. I couldn't keep my professionalism. I just had to spout out my excitement. So that's it, you guys. We'll see you guys next time here on Superhero Game Squad.